Hey guys, what's up? What it do? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kaice. If you are new, please take a second, go down below, hit that subscribe button and click that little bell button so you don't miss when I post a new video. So I'm kind of like cozied up for this video because for some reason in my apartment it is so freaking cold. Like no matter what temperature I put the thermostat on, it won't change. So I'm literally like freezing, so I had to put this jacket on. But anyway, I wanted to come on here today and talk to you guys a little bit about some things that I discovered and learned through my natural hair journey, things that I low-key regret. Hopefully to be able to give you guys some like red flags. Hopefully to help you guys to not make the same mistakes within your natural hair journeys. Now, if you know me, you know that I've gone through so many different things with my hair, different colors, different cuts, different phases, literally so much in these past 7 years that I've been natural. And the things that I regret aren't necessarily things that I did to my hair, because everything I did to my hair I ended up learning more about my hair from, so that ultimately helped me throughout my journey. But they're more like things that I wish I would have known when I first went natural, and things that I wish I could have looked out for. Okay, so let's get into these things I wish I would have known before I went natural. So first things first, the biggest mistake I made initially was hair typing. It's very easy to get caught up in trying to figure out what your hair type is, especially after, you know, not knowing what your natural hair looks like for so long, and then being exposed to this world of so many different types of hair. It's like you just want to find a way to validate the type of hair that you have. But honestly, it can confuse you. It can literally mess you up in trying to figure out what your hair is going to be able to handle, or the type of products that it's going to work best with, simply because hair typing, which most people know as, you know, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, 4C, that to me only determines your curl pattern. It does not determine the density of your hair. It doesn't determine the porosity of your hair. It doesn't determine anything else besides the way that your curl pattern looks. And simply put, the way your curl pattern looks does not determine what type of regimen will work best for your hair. So the mistake that I made was trying to find people that had the same curl pattern as me, and assuming that that meant that if they had the same curl pattern as me, then the same products that they use will work for me too. And that's a big mistake, because like I said, your hair density, your hair porosity, your hair texture, all of that is really what determines what products and regimen will work for you. And you can't just look at someone else's hair and say, oh, she has hair like me, this is gonna work for me, because it probably won't. I even say the same thing on my channel. Like, I know a lot of you guys have hair type that is similar to mine, but don't rely on someone else's curl pattern to tell you what your hair is gonna like. You have to listen to your hair individually, and you have to learn about other characteristics that your hair has, because at the end of the day, your hair porosity is what's going to really determine what moisturizing routine you need. Your hair density is what's going to tell you how heavy the products that you're using should be, that you're putting on your hair. Also, your hair texture, which is completely different from your curl pattern, will help you determine the type of products that you need to use, how heavy they should be. So I just really encourage you to take time to understand and learn your hair without relying on other people or the type of hair that they have to figure out what will work best for you. This is an example. When I first went natural, I thought I had hair like Natural 85. But I don't. We have very similar curl patterns, but her hair texture is a lot thicker than mine, and her hair density is a lot fuller than mine. So there are some things that she does that I can't do, even though our hair looks very similar. The next big mistake that I made in the beginning was not embracing my shrinkage. I can't express this enough, you guys. Shrinkage is so beautiful. It's so unique. It literally is what makes your hair different from anybody else's. And honestly, shrinkage can tell you a lot about the health of your hair. If your hair is shrinking up to its fullest capacity, your hair is healthy, and that should be a good thing. You shouldn't be trying to shy away from that. When I first went natural, I would blow dry my hair almost every week just so that I could have it stretched for me to do a twist out on, instead of just doing a twist out on my natural curl pattern or just wearing a wash and go. I hated my wash and go. Like, I hated the way my curls formed. I hated how tight they were. I hated how short it made my hair look. And so because of that, I would constantly blow dry my hair, and that just caused more damage. It caused my hair to be a lot thinner. At some points, it caused my hair to break off a lot easier, especially because I do have high porosity hair, which is more prone to breakage, which is more prone to drying out, especially from heat. So I just wish that early on I would have embraced my shrinkage a little bit more, which is another reason why I wear my wash and go so often now, because in the beginning I didn't. And I'm just at a point now where I'm okay with my shrinkage, you know, like my hair is gonna look short for a long time, and that's okay. That's the way my hair grows, and you just have to be okay with that. Otherwise, you're never gonna be satisfied in your natural hair journey, like never. Because you're gonna think that your hair should look a certain way at a certain point, and it probably won't. Even for me, at 3 to 4 years in, before I ended up cutting my hair again, my shrinkage would make my afro, like literally, it would be right here. But when I blow dried it or I straightened it, it would come to my shoulders. And sometimes that can be discouraging because other people look at your hair like, is your hair even growing? Like, your hair has been that same length for this long, blah, 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 blah. Like, it can be discouraging. So just learn to embrace your shrinkage, love your shrinkage. It is beautiful, it is amazing, it is unique, it is black. I'm gonna try to like pull one of these curls right now to show you guys. And mind you, I shaved my head in February. And look, when I pull it, I have some length. Like, imagine if I blow dried my hair right now, I would have a little afro that goes around like this, but then it goes back. But my hair is extremely healthy, so I can't complain. The next thing that I wish I did not do previously was underestimating the damaging effects that color and heat really do have on natural hair. Now, you guys have probably noticed a lot of natural hair influencers that colored their hair are now chopping their hair off. And I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. It is not because of one specific brand. Like, let's just be real. I know a lot of you guys connected a lot of our big chops to Premium of Nature or whatever, but it's just because that's what color does to natural hair. Yes, some color can be more damaging than others, but at the end of the day, when you color your natural hair, you are damaging it. There's no way around it. Some curls can hold up with color better than others. Some curls will not show any damage in the beginning, and then as time goes on, there's more damage. But no matter what curl pattern you have, no matter what curl type you have, no matter what texture you have, your hair is compromised by color. And that's simply because when you apply color to your curls, the hair strand is being compromised because the color has to deposit inside of it. So that's why you see so many products for color treated hair that have protein in them, that have strengthening properties, because no matter what, when you color your hair, it's not gonna be as strong. Like I said, the effects depend on a lot of different things depending on your hair, but no matter what color, it's going to affect how your hair looks. It's not going to be its natural state anymore. Me specifically, my hair type, which I didn't know initially, like when I first went natural, like maybe the first few years, I knew nothing about hair porosity. I knew nothing about hair texture. I knew nothing about density. Now, I have very high porosity hair. My strands are extremely thin, and well, not thin, but they're very fine. And I don't have high density hair. Like, my hair is mostly medium density, which is like collectively how much hair you have on your head. And so when I would color my hair is already high porosity. Color makes your hair even more high porosity, which causes your hair to dry out faster. And then my strands are so thin, color can just cause my strands to break easily. And then on top of that, my hair is not that dense. So when damage happens, it's noticeable because I don't have a lot of hair on my head. Whereas someone who has thicker texture or thicker strands and maybe has more full hair, when they color their hair, the effects are not as noticeable because they have more hair, their strands are thicker and stronger. So there's just all these different things that I didn't consider when I would color my hair constantly or when I would do different things to my hair. And that's just for my hair specifically. That's why it's so important to learn your hair and all of its characteristics. And you have to learn what those characteristics mean to what your hair can take and what it can't take. And that's an individual thing you have to do. Like, I can't sit here and go through every single one of you guys and tell you, you know, everything about your hair, because it's a learning process and you have to take the time to understand it. And that kind of takes me into my next thing, which was trying to constantly stick to the natural hair rules. There's no rules when it comes to your hair. Do what your hair tells you it wants you to do. Please, Jesus Christ. But there's just little things that I tried so hard to do that didn't work for me. Another example is like pre-pooing. I just don't need to do it. Like, even when my hair is longer, my hair is not very high density, so it doesn't require me to separate my hair into different sections, go through it, detangle it, moisturize it, and then shampoo it. Like when I shampoo my hair, I just can shampoo it, rinse it out, and then condition it. Like it doesn't take me a long time to do, and that's because I don't have a lot of hair on my head. My hair is medium density. The last thing that I think I would say is I wish that I would have experimented a little bit more with different hairstyles. That might sound crazy because I'm always on YouTube, you know, doing natural hairstyles and stuff. Well, I was before I cut my hair. But I just feel like I didn't spend a lot of time like just actually perfecting a perm rod set, or actually perfecting a twist out, or perfecting a braid out. Like I would just give up so easily with certain things. You guys have probably noticed this, but the only two styles that I really did on my hair consistently were wash and goes and twist outs. I don't know how to bantu knot, I don't know how to braid, I don't know how to do nothing else besides a wash and go and a twist out. And when it comes to learning how to do natural hair, it takes practice, and a lot of people just give up, like I kind of did, and you'll never get it if you give up, to be honest. And so I would definitely say try different product combinations, try different parting ways, try different ways to twist, try different perm rods, try different tools, try it all. Like don't be afraid to try new things. One thing I will say that I'm glad that I did do was try a bunch of products, because I was able to, you know, really figure out what worked for me, because I could see what products worked and what products didn't. I know a lot of you guys don't have the bread to break to be trying to try different products and everything, but try as much as you possibly can, because there's so many products out there, you guys. Like it's ridiculous. It's kind of overwhelming for me to see how much like the natural hair space has grown. There's something that will work for everyone. It's just a matter of figuring out your hair so you can figure out what will work for it. The problem really isn't new products. Like people keep putting out all of these new products and they all do the same freaking thing. The problem really isn't the products. The problem is the user. You guys don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You have all these options, but you don't know how to use them. But before you try to make a regimen, or before you even try to figure out what works, you gotta learn your hair, because you could be doing all these things that your hair is like, I don't even like this. I always say it is mostly in the technique. It is not the products. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it. I know it wasn't very specific, but that's because most of the things that I wish I knew weren't specific, because all the mistakes that I made, like coloring and heat and all that type of stuff, I'm glad that I did, because I was able to learn from it. If I never did it, I would have never known. And then I probably would have got to a point in my hair journey, like maybe 4 or 5 years in, and then colored it, and then would have been pissed that I had to big chop so far in. So if you don't get anything else from this video, I hope that you get the importance of just learning your hair. Like it is crucial, and there are so many different resources to learn. For me, the biggest way is just Google. Like when I want to know something, or I want to know about a certain term, I just Google it, and then from there you can just Google other things. Google is like the millennial encyclopedia. You could literally find anything on Google. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you guys all in my next video.